It's about to be 2025. That means it's probably time to get rid of your 2019 decor. And I'm about to spill some tea. We're gonna talk about these costly mistakes that you need to avoid in 2025. I'm Mercedes with MBX Homes. Happy holidays. This is our last video of 2024. Guys, I'm so excited. We are rolling into 2025. And you know what I noticed? I noticed that a lot of hosts, whether you're a solo operator or a co-host, a lot of us started around 2019, 2020, 2021 mark. That means we're all coming up to our 5-year anniversary. And reflecting past on the 5 years, we have learned and grown so much. We have learned so much from our mentors in this industry. We have mentored other people in this industry. Honestly, it's a very giving industry. I do love that. And that is why we are gonna break it down for the top 7 things you need to avoid in 2025. These 7 are in no particular order. That was very loud. We're gonna start off strong. We're not gonna save the best for last. We are talking about pricing. We all know there was a big boom in the early 2020s. I don't even know what the cool kids are calling these years anymore, but we know there was a big boom. We were getting max dollar for our investments. And unfortunately, that is no longer the case. A lot of the hosts have the same exact pricing strategy that they had in 2020, 2021, 2022. And let's be honest, that's not working anymore. There's a lot more competition, there's a lot more saturation, and you need to be flexible. Yes, flexibility is key, but you also have to loop in some sort of pricing dynamic, whether that be price labs, our personal favorite, wheelhouse. Please don't use Airbnb smart pricing, it's way too low. But there are so many different tools that you can use to really help you find that perfect pricing strategy. Being stubborn and trying to juice out every single dollar from your guests is probably gonna make you lose money at the end of the day. We like to price slightly under, and that keeps our calendar nice and full. I don't know about you guys, but I think I would rather have 5 reservations at around a $250 rate versus like 2 really good reservations at a $300 rate. That's a big difference when it comes to your overall gross. And a little MBX Homes tips, which you know I love to give you guys, is don't forget to add on your weekly and monthly discounts, and also take advantage of those shoulder nights. If you have no same-day check-in, offer your guests a late checkout and charge for those things. They want an early check-in, charge for those, because that's also gonna help your overall gross revenue. And in case you're wondering what monthly discount you guys should be offering your guests, we like to give a nice 20 to 30% monthly discount for any reservation over 30 days. And for our weekly discounts, we do a 10% discount for any stay longer than 5 nights. Yes, our weeks start at 5, not 7 nights. Tip number 2, make sure you're keeping up with all of those Airbnb updates. Airbnb is very known for doing a winter release and a spring release, and sometimes even a summer release, I think. Make sure you are keeping up with the trends, because let me tell you, if you are not keeping up and you're not auditing your own listing, your listing is gonna go down in the algorithm. Each time Airbnb has a new release and a new update, there's definitely gonna be fields that you're gonna need to fill out within Airbnb. If not fill out, at least correct those. You wanna make sure your listing is always up to date. That way your guests know exactly what they're getting when they book your place to stay. And since you're in Airbnb, taking advantage of all those updates and fixing and auditing your own listing, take advantage of that time and use it wisely. Go into your description, make sure you're adding more keywords, highlighting extra attractions, maybe adding new restaurants that just opened up in your area. Always keep your listing nice and fresh. When I travel and when I'm picking out an Airbnb, I like to see a really nice detailed description. I don't want just like a basic generic ChatGPT description, even though ChatGPT does a fabulous job. But really put some emphasis, put some detail in there, make it personable, because again, guests are booking your home sight unseen, so they want to make sure that they already feel comfortable before even clicking that button to book. We did just launch our Facebook group, the co-hosting group with Mercedes on Facebook. Link is in the bio below. If you're a solo host or you're looking to get into it, or you're a co-host looking to scale and you have questions and you want to learn from other co-hosts, definitely join our group. Ton of valuable information, and it's so great connecting with other great co-hosts all around the country. It's about to be 2025. That means it's probably time to get rid of your 2019 decor. Mistake number 3, and that is ignoring your guest feedback. Guests are leaving reviews, whether they're super positive with some negatives, or they're just a negative review, and what are you gonna do about it? It happens to the best of us. But the guests are saying this for a reason. Obviously, it impacted them. No matter how big or small, it impacted them so much that they had the need or feel the need to write that in a public comment. And there are so many hosts that ignore that feedback. One, they're not responding on Airbnb. Even if it's a positive comment, they're not saying thank you for your review. If it's negative, they're just maybe being defensive, they're not taking action, but this is your opportunity. If a guest is saying, hey, the stay was amazing, but the water tasted funny in the water filter. Okay, that's your opportunity to go change out your water filter in your refrigerator. There are so many times where we see those little items not being done. Or my favorite one, it was a great stay, but some of the lamps didn't work. Because you're probably not going to the property, or your cleaner is not checking every single light bulb once a month or once every 2 months. And this always happens to us at some of our properties. I'm not sure why, but a lot of times the water pressure either goes super, super high or super, super low. And like, you cannot please everybody, but there's no middle ground. And it's as simple as going to the property with a handyman, finding that sweet spot of a water pressure and literally just fixing the little gasket. I don't even know what it's called, but guys, it's so simple and it has made a huge difference in so many of our listings. And number 3 leads us to right into number 4, and that is neglecting the actual maintenance. So yeah, now you have the feedback, but what are you gonna do about the actual maintenance? Well, what we like to do is schedule a handyman, compile all your list of complaints or things you need to do. You could add air filters to that, water filters, light bulb changes. Like, there's so many little routine things that just need to happen in a home that sometimes don't happen because you're in this constant state of turn and burn. I have a rental, I have a reservation, I have another reservation. Take a moment, take a breath, see what your house actually needs and handle it. And it's as simple as just scheduling these things in a calendar. Every 3 months, you need to know you have to change your air filter. Every 3 months, you know you need to change your water filter. And if you have had this rental for like 5 years and it's time to do some cosmetic fixes or maybe get a new couch or some new landscaping done, make sure you are investing in some quality photos for that because you want to make sure your listing is always up to date. And of course, the guests are going to be pleasantly surprised, but it could really increase your bookings knowing that you have done XYZ to the home. Mistake number 5, and I don't think it's a mistake, I think it's that people get busy and they don't seem to invest in this, and that is keeping up with the new technology. There's a lot of solo operators out there and yep, they don't have property management systems, PMS, maybe they don't have pricing dynamic tools like Wheelhouse or Price Lab, or maybe you're not even using an automated cleaning schedule yet. This could all change in 2025. I know change is scary and people don't like change and technology is also scary for some, but it could only better your operation, ease your life, and truly get you to that passive income investment that you do have. Technology is literally there to not only improve and streamline your operation, but to honestly satisfy the guest. We use a few tools like Happy Guest, which we'll get into a little bit later in 2025. It's a very, very cool feature that we have looped into all of our guest reservations that gives our guests a whole nother experience. It's literally like a little app on their phone and it tells everything about the property and restaurant recommendations and all sorts of fun stuff. Happy Guest, very, very cool. We're also utilizing rental agreements in 2024 and 2025. Very easy, not so hard, because you could have these automatically sent to your guests through DocuSign, get a signature, and move on. And lastly, I know a lot of talk has been happening about this, and I know people have been chit-chatting about direct bookings lately, but direct bookings are huge, 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 huge. If you've been hosting since 2020, that means you have almost 5 years of guests under your belt. Where is that data at? If you're not collecting your guest data and converting them to direct bookings, kind of doing it wrong, guys. We need to make sure that we're capturing all of our guest data so that we can email them directly, text them directly, welcome them back, be personable, and guess what? Get that business and keep it for yourself. And if you're planning to become the Airbnb superhost, or you're planning on making co-hosting a full-time job / business, then you definitely need to leverage technology. Because if you're not leveraging technology, if you're not leveraging all these softwares that are here to help us, you're quickly gonna burn out trying to always keep up and catch up with everyone and everything and all these tasks we need to do. And I know technology can be very, very scary, but it is vital in running a successful STR business, no matter if you're a solo operator, a co-host, no matter how many properties you have. invest your time into the latest and best softwares. And let's not get started about AI, because AI is a whole other conversation, but AI is here to stay, and it is making all of our jobs and lives easier. If you're not utilizing AI or you don't know how to utilize AI, drop a comment. Let's talk about AI and Airbnbs, because it can definitely be a make it or break it. I'm very excited to talk about this next mistake because it is a question I get asked all the time by fellow Airbnb hosts and co-hosts and solo operators, and it is, what do I do if somebody has an emergency and when they're not within our cancellation clause? Stick with your cancellation policy. You don't know how many times I've heard, my cat ran away, I've been in a car accident. If somebody would call up Hilton and tell the Hilton reservations agent, my cat just escaped, I cannot come to my weekend getaway, Hilton's gonna say, well, guess what? You booked with XYZ cancellation, and they're not gonna honor it differently. And that's exactly what you need to do as an Airbnb host. Airbnb literally offers traveler insurance. Many credit card companies have traveler insurance. It is not your fault, and you should not bend over backwards for somebody that has a life event. So if somebody writes you the night before their reservation and they're like, I'm so sorry, I'm not gonna be able to make it, is there any exception you can make? You're unfortunately going to say no. Because if you say yes, if you fall for it and you feel for them, and I understand things happen, you're gonna now lose out on maybe $1,000 reservation. Now your calendar's open, and now what are you gonna do? Like, this is a business. You need to make that income. And as soon as you start realizing that this is a business, you're gonna make so much money. As horrible as I sound, as bitchy as I sound, it is the truth. As much as I wanna help out the next person, we have calendars to fill, we have reservations to be made, and unfortunately, cancellation clauses are there for a reason. And mortgages need to be paid. And my last mistake that you need to avoid in 2025 is going cheap. And specifically going cheap with your vendors, like your cleaners and your handyman and your plumbers and your inspectors, because guess what? You're probably gonna get cheap results. There's a lot of people who are always looking for new cleaners. They want to maybe pay their cleaners by the hour. They want to do offload laundry. They want to get creative with how they pay their cleaners. Not worth it. I would rather pay my cleaner a very, very nice flat rate for the home that we establish on time of onboarding, that includes laundry, that includes restocking, and I know that she's gonna be my cleaner for the whole year. I know what she's gonna deliver, I know the quality she's gonna deliver, and I know what my guests are going to expect. It is such a peace of mind that you cannot even put a price tag on it. Because what do most negative reviews come from? Cleanliness. And don't be afraid to reward your cleaners. I have seen so many strategies, like every 5 stars you get, extra $30 bonus, or you get a gift card to go out to dinner. Do things for your team members, right? You cannot run an Airbnb by yourself. You need your good handyman, you need your good cleaner, you need your inspectors, you need your landscapers. Reward those people because they are ultimately running your business. Thank you so much for joining us on our 2024 adventure on YouTube. We are so excited to get into 2025. We really hope that this video helps you and really inspires you to do your best hosting in 2025. So which mistake are you guys guilty of? I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty of most of all these mistakes. I kind of went cheap with cleaners before. I thought I was the best person to price out the Airbnbs before using Pricing Dynamic. I also had a soft spot for guests when they cancel. And then I realized I had to put my big girl pants on, and guys, this is a true business. And once we started doing that, a lot changed. I'm Mercedes with MBX Homes. Thank you so much for joining us throughout our whole YouTube adventure in 2024. We're super excited and pumped to be with you guys in 2025. And honestly, I think 2025 is gonna be a great year. There's a lot of new features coming on the Airbnb platform, new things for co-hosts, and guys, the sky's the limit, especially when you're co-host. Don't just stick with Airbnb. If you know, you know. And if you're viewing or you have a home in the LA area, Los Angeles, California, we specialize in co-hosting. We have just over 50 properties just in the LA area. We specialize in short-term rental, mid-term rentals, film productions, and so much more. If you're a solo operator and you're looking for a nice little boost in your property, hit us up. We'd love to do a property audit. We also take your listing photos. There's just so much we do, and we love helping out all of our friends in the Airbnb space. Please make sure to like and subscribe for more Airbnb and real estate content. Happy holidays from our MBX family to yours, and happy 2025.